Yo, what's up? BANkaJI here from BANkaJI Multimedia. So, today I'm going to be going over how I mix down my stuff. So, right here I just have a song. I haven't really organized it yet. So, I'm going to get this to a mix down to a point where I can master it. So, let's listen to this track a little bit. Cool. It's a bass part here. Gonna fade out right there. Okay, yeah, I played this song live before. Its mix is okay. I could play it live. It doesn't sound too harsh or anything. So what I'm gonna be doing here is just working on touch-ups here. So I guess like a little advanced mixing, but just a general idea of it. So what I like to do first is I just like to organize my song here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go down and make sure that these are all in the groups that I want, so I can add an EQ on there and start mixing them down properly. So I have my synths here. I don't think I have any more synths, so that might be good. I'm just checking this out. I think that might go along with my sub here. Okay. These I think are drums. Okay, so those are drum effects. Those are the drums. Here's the sub. It's the other one. Way louder. Okay, well let's group these together. Subs, let's name that one. Wow. Looks like I got 2 subs going on there. Alright. So I'm not sure what sub I want to use here, so right now I'm just going to highlight those, hit 0, mute them. I think these are the ones I want to use. So, nice catch right there. It's too many subs. Sub effects. Check out the serum. Okay. Check out these webs, see why that can't be with those webs. Feel like those could be together. Let's check out the webs. Yeah, let's just see the volumes in there. Alright, good. Let's drag that in there. So we got a webs, subs. Let's just name this sub effects. Alright. Webs, vocals. I don't think I'm using those. And then the impacts. Okay. And these are basically the vocals right here.
First, you can see all your life, like.
Alright. And then you have the vocals here.
At first, you can see all your life, like. Ghost, ghost, ghost.
Alright. So now that we got those all organized, this is the master so we can see how it looks visually. Usually color that black. Alright. Now that we got all those, I'll just throw this fab filter on there. If you don't have a fab filter, you can do this with your EQ. Instead of using a dynamic EQ, you can just use your EQ the normal way. So let's go to plugins. And we'll start on the synths. So those look okay to me. Let's check it down here. Alright, seems okay. That could be a trouble area up there, but so far it's okay. So we're gonna go up here, and we're just gonna name these synth. Alright. Oops. And then let's go to our drums. See, we already got an EQ on there for the drum effects. Let's paste that on there. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this in with the drum effects right now. I'm going to have a side chain put to it. So just paste fab filter there. Let's name this drums. Then we'll go to drum effects. Alright, let's check this out. You can see them overlapping here. Any area where they overlap too much is going to be a trouble area. It shows that by having red here a little bit. You can see the red a little bit better over here. Determine where it's at. So it looks like it's like down here. You can also click and hold to see where the trouble areas are. It'll freeze them. Cool, and then from here, you can just grab these areas while holding Option or Alt. Bring them down to your preference. Alright, there's some options there. Alright. So for these longer ones, go to Auto, hit this button, and that's gonna make it go to a side chain right now. I'm gonna set that side chain to the kick. This higher one over here, I'll leave that not a side chain. I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit so it's not as harsh. Can make this one a side chain 'cause it's going against the kick. Can even make this one a bit bigger. Good way to, you can check this again. It's that point right there. Make it a little wider. Hold Option and drag these down a little bit more. Alright. Next, what we can do is we can have this have a side chain from the kick. Let's take a look at that. Go to this, click on our side chain. Alright, I can see right there that my kick is nice and thick, but I think it's taking up too much space. So I'm gonna go to my kick, I'm gonna throw a fab filter on there. Just take a look at it. Alright. I'm a little lower. You can easily make one of these a dynamic EQ just by going up on it, putting this part down. Let's do before and after. Like it. It's a little muffled, but muffled in the right way, I think. See how it sounds.
Wait until you die, then you get your paycheck.
So this lower point, we'll work on that. Let's pull that down there, pull that down a little bit. And then this one, boom, side chain, maybe bring it up a little bit so it's not as affected as much. This one bring down so it's affected more.
Wait until you die, then you get your paycheck.
Cool. Just gonna help it be a little bit more cleaner. Let's do that with the wubs real quick. So let's click on our wubs, go to Fab Filter, side chain, we'll go to our kick. Go to here, make sure our side chain's on. Now let's just solo our drums and the wubs. And let's check this out. Okay, so those. Again, you can click this, kind of see the treble areas. All right. It looks pretty well balanced out, actually, the wubs. Let's go ahead and name this wubs on here. Alright, that's a kick going off. Let's go over here. Doesn't seem too bad. Alright, so it looks like that might be a treble area. That might be a treble area. This one slightly, and this one a little bit. Okay, so what we're gonna do, side chain that one, side chain that one, make it a little less. That one we're gonna bring up. Side chain it, make it a little less. This one we're gonna bring up. And then we can go here and just lessen these all together. Cool, that's gonna help balance it out. Some of those might have been a little bit major. I'd go back and change a couple of those if it takes away from the sound quality. Alright, let's do this FX and the kick now. See if there's any clashing there. So add a fab filter there. Bring the kick on. Let's check it out. Let's just solo the sub effects, and the kick. Ooh. So you can see one right there. So, see those treble areas in the white. Also, we can work on this synth a little too with this. So let's take that, hold Option, put down a little bit, hold Command, bring it up. Same with this one, a little bit less so. Looks like this point needs to go down a little bit, and this one does. Alright, so these two, we'll add a side chain on. And there is this point right here. We'll bring this down, make it a bit sharper. We're gonna add a side chain on it. See how that looks. Let's make it a little less. Take these 2 points, make them a little more. So we just had some new notes pop up there. Let's get those. Okay, hold Option, bring those down. That one down. And then those could be dynamic. This one we're gonna make up, sidechain that. Okay, let's make these a little less drastic. Okay, we can add more to those if need be. The reason I have the master here is so we can check on all this while we're making these edits. It's a nice visual way so you can see your song. You can solo the drums, just check on those. See what's hitting those peaks. Maybe it's the sub, which definitely shouldn't be the case. You can turn that down. It's this one. So see that automation. Looks like the automation just turns it up. So let's just take that down, see what happens. What was it at? -14. Before that it was at -8. Okay. So I liked it at -8. Cool, let's move from there. Okay, let's see if that's good. Alright, so let's see if that's good. Check the subs, record. Alright, let's see if that looks good with everything else now. Maybe up a couple notches. You can kind of see it right underneath there. I'm going to lower it 1 notch. And I think that's going to be good. Okay. Let's just check out the master. And again, what we're doing is we're just trying to get these, so we don't want it clipping. So whatever we see that's going to be clipping for mastering, we want them all to be kind of equal down here. So like a good example is kind of like a nice thick sausage link when you just see them like this. It's generally what you want to see. So these peaks, we just want to look at them and see what's making that sound and then correct that harsh peak there with an EQ. And that's basically the core of mixing. And how we're doing that is I'm linking a master right here. And I have that linked to the master. I just hit record. I hit record here. And it'll show visually what's there. Okay. So all right. So we want to push these to the edge here. So we want these clips and correct them. Put some EQs there. So let's see what's really pushing the edges. So one way we can do that is we'll go to our master. My master chain is how I want it. If you don't want to work with your master chain, just turn it off or don't use one. You can get a utility and then a limiter. All right. And then after you add those things, you can just go to your master section and just turn up your gain. That little red spot right there is going to be showing you the clips. And if you record, you can see them as well. Yeah, I'll record it. And then this is stopping at a negative. Right there. So that's what you're seeing. Stop right there. That's why it's not as full clip. So it looks like we might have to mess with this sub effects and the sub together. So let's press record. We're looking at the master and check that out. Alright, let's do that with the drums. Solo the drums. I'm holding command and clicking solo to solo these. I'm gonna check this master. Just gonna. Looks like the claps triggering everything. Yeah, you can see that up there. This is kind of a peak right here that we want to correct. Also, it looks like the kick might be a little loud. Maybe in the low section. So let's open up the EQ. I'm going to just take down these treble points by holding Option, clicking on them, maybe making it a bit wider here. Okay. Let's look at that. Just the kick looks good. Brought that down. And then let's go to the snare. Bring that down in volume. Didn't really help too much. Oh. It's the wrong thing. Oh, there we go. Let's bring that down. Let's check it out. Solo. What was soloed before? So we can see it's kind of even. We can see it's still messing with something there. Let's see. Looks like it's messing with the FX. So right here, I'm just gonna add another fab filter in here. Pro Q3. And I'm gonna set this one to the snare. So that was, oh wait, that wasn't snare, that was hit. So I gotta properly label your stuff. Sidechain on. So looks like that's a point to worry about. And this is one. Maybe this one a little bit. Okay. Make these in the side chain ones. Maybe scoop them down a little more. Activate the side chain. Just turning these down. Okay, let's see how that looks now. Okay, so right here is another trouble area. So let's check that out. So right here. It looks like this one needs to get a little bit more work, so let's make it a little less. Let's maybe make that point a little harsher. We'll make this one side chain a little harsher. And then also, just gonna bring that down with a normal dynamic EQ. Takes away. Never mind. Alright, let's see how that looks. Hopefully it looks better. Looks good. It looks like just in those areas. So I think let's try it without the sub on, see if it still happens. So let's try it with just the sub on now. And the drums. So it's a drum problem. So let's take this from the effects. Or whoops, from the sub effects. Oh, there's too much on there. So we're just gonna make a new one on the sub. And then we're gonna sidechain it to hits, because that's where our snare is. Hit. Turn on the sidechain. Solo, take a look. So it looks like right there. So actually we're gonna do that on the hit. So we're gonna go to here. Go to our hit. Put a fab filter EQ on there. Take a look ski. And then we're gonna put a little side chain to the subs. And then right here, when the sub comes in, that'll get turned down. There we go. See how that works. Let's look at this. See if it looks any better. Let's do a little bit more correction on that. And then if that doesn't solve the issue, let's bring it down a little too. You know what? Let's take all that back. I'm gonna do then dynamics maxed out. Let's take a look at it. Scroll down. It looks like the volume just needs to get turned down a tad. Let's try that. When all else fails. Well. I'm gonna raise that up. So just looking at this mode now, I'm going to turn these synths down a little bit. I love how loud they are, but
Stronger than DMs.
nice. So I'm just take a look at the masters, just comparing them really quick. Just make sure it's on record. Okay, so this is going to allow me to push this a little bit more, and we'll see how it looks now. And also we'll make sure that it's not going up and clipping too much on here. Cool. So that doesn't look too bad. Another way to do that is you can turn your gain down a little bit, and then add whatever you want for your mastering strip, or what you're going to use for your overall mastering. So Ozone Elements was free for a sec, still might be free. You can just throw that on there, and you can still take a look at the master and see how it looks. Compare that to the old one. Just see how it looks bigger and whatnot, you know. And then these clips right here, obviously, you don't want those clipping too bad, so keep an eye on those. That's the general idea of how I get my Mixdown going, and then work with like a quick master that I could work to play for my live shows. Well, thanks for watching. Join me on another video.